Okay, so it seems like recently Saruei has actually been calling out a website which is actively taking VTubers content and taking a lot of creators content and kind of doing it without their permission. Now, a website like this, whenever we go into it, it sounds like a pretty good idea for some, obviously people that would want to use the website. But I think the only problem is that people are unhappy with is the fact that there is many people who have not signed up to this who feature on here, including obviously I think Saruei herself. Now she puts out this tweet saying there is a website that is currently re-uploading VODs without creators' consent, and to make it worse, they're charging people to access them, which again is pretty crazy. So yeah, she calls out this site called Stream Recorder, and again it seems like it's just a VOD site. I don't know if I search up like Saruei, it should probably come up. Unless they've taken it down since. Oh, they might have actually taken it down since. That's quite funny. So yeah, of course, she was unhappy about that one. It seems like, yeah, okay, it's not there. But yeah, she saw the fact that, her VODs and stuff were up here and, was not so happy about it because people apparently are being charged to access them, which I think is stupid because this is something that is completely free. And it's been something that we've been covering a little bit over the past couple of weeks, especially with people like Saba. If you guys remember, there's an account over on TikTok that is essentially charging people to watch streams and watch highlights of her old VODs. It feels very similar in that kind of way because these VODs are available for free on, Twitch, or I don't know if Saruei has a VOD channel herself on YouTube. Some people do, some people don't, but you are able to access these for free, yet these companies are apparently charging people to watch them, which I think is absolutely crazy, and doing it all without the creator's consent. Because sure, I can understand if maybe, for example, you sign up to the program, right? You sign up and you have your VODs recorded for whatever reason, for either, people to go back and look at, or maybe you want a more high quality, copy of your stream or whatever, and then yeah, sure, right, you can charge people to watch them, and you get like a cut of the money, right? But that doesn't seem like that's the case here. It seems like the company is just completely getting all the money for this, and yeah, essentially just making profit off of a VTuber that they have not like personally gotten consent from to actually upload their VODs to this site, and are charging for it, which is crazy. Now, of course, a lot of people have been discussing it, saying, oh, hey, I'm on there. So obviously Vixie, yeah, apparently has been also hit by that too. Now, obviously, some people are saying, I actually use the website and I like it. They only paywall if you want to monitor more than 3 free channels you get. I don't see an issue if the VODs are free. I mainly use it for TikToks because I miss a lot of TikTok streams and there's no VOD system for TikTok lives. I said, it's fine if it's your content, but it's a different matter whenever it's someone else's without their permission. I maintain my own VOD archive on YouTube and it's available for free. So yeah, obviously Saruei does have a VOD channel there, as she kind of confirms, where essentially, yeah, people have it for free. People, are literally giving it to you for free. And yet, yeah, for some reason, people are trying to make a profit off of it on other websites because I don't know, I guess it's just to kind of promote their website, whatever. But it's a big issue. It's a big issue in terms of, many VTubers apparently are being hit with this. Now, of course, yeah, some actually use it, on their own, but you can see they literally cover all of these sites, including like TikTok and stuff. And I can understand why TikTok would actually be a really good one for, obviously this VTuber here, Danielle, who obviously says that they use it for TikTok lives because you don't actually get VODs for TikTok lives, and that's fair enough, right? But I think there is also this kind of thing where, you have signed up to that website, you've gone, you could use my content, you can upload my content, and you can charge for my content or whatever. That's something that you have kind of agreed on yourself, whereas, yeah, Saruei did not. Saying only famous VTubers, right? Not unknown indies. They said, think of it like a DVR. Any member can ask for certain channels to be recorded. So it's a mixed bag in who is included. So yeah, it just seems like whoever has like kind of asked for whichever VTuber to be included. So it is smaller channels as well. So, if you are a smaller VTuber, just beware of that. That could be a thing that is going on. Obviously Saruei is of course a bigger VTuber, but it isn't just a bigger VTuber issue. It's also smaller VTubers as well. Saying for people that are affected, sending down a takedown email seems to work for now. It took about 2 hours for them to get my stuff down. Please do not provide your legal info and address to their DMCA form unless you have a third-party firm to file on your behalf. And that's the other thing that kind of sucks about this, is the fact that, you know, with things like YouTube, if someone was re-uploading your VODs on YouTube and they were refusing to take it down or whatever, now, granted, stream recorders seem to be pretty compliant in the sense that, you know, if you ask them to take it down, they will. But if there was the chance, for example, that they didn't take it down and you had to like DMCA it, it's much easier to do it on YouTube because they have a better system, and it's actually quite easy to take down videos. That's why it happens so much in dramas. But, you know, whenever it comes to a whole website and things like this, which is not based on YouTube or, you know, something similar to that, it becomes suddenly a lot harder to take it down, right? You don't have those easy tools available to help you to, you know, remove videos with your content. You have to then start going through like a proper like legal process almost, as they say. And, you know, you have to give your like information, saying there's always someone trying to run a grift, saying if you're going to do stuff like this, at least make it free so I can take advantage of it. Saying I agree it's unethical. However, to play devil's advocate, I would wager most people that use the service do so because many creators make their content inaccessible, which again, you know, is kind of true. But at the same time, it's one of those things where a content creator can choose to make their content inaccessible if they want to, right? I don't think it's fair to, you know, do this whole thing of, hey, you know, I've got a Twitch channel, for example, and say, for example, there's all of this, there's a feature on Twitch where you can only allow subscribers to look at VODs, right? You can only allow these subscribers to look at your VODs, interact with them after the stream has ended. You know, if someone has then gone ahead and re-uploaded this VOD to the stream recorder website, that's kind of defeating the purpose, right? Although your VODs are inaccessible to some people, that doesn't mean that you should just go and find a way without the VTuber's consent to go and get it, right? I think that's just crazy. And even if, you know, for example, they don't have VODs turned on or whatever, you know, I also think at the same time, there is clearly a reason as to why they don't have the VODs turned on, whether it's, you know, anything to do with privacy or whether it's to do with they just don't like it being up or whatever. And that's totally fine, right? I don't think there should be anything to circumvent that because it's a personal decision at the end of the day. And it's not like one of those things where it's like, oh, you know, Twitch is doing this bad thing where they're taking down VODs uncontrollably. No, this is a decision that a VTuber has made. A decision which means that they probably don't want it to be uploaded anywhere else, right? So again, I think it is pretty crazy that some people try to, yeah, kind of use that excuse, I guess, like saying like, you know, oh, there's inaccessible streams or whatever that people can't access. But I think, you know, they're usually inaccessible for a reason. And that's why people don't want them to be accessible, right? So yeah, I mean, that is essentially all there is with this website. I just kind of wanted to cover it because, again, I thought it was pretty interesting, and a lot of people have been getting pretty angry over it. And yeah, I do think it is a bad thing. I think that, you know, of course, Stream Recorder should work to, you know, only have people who are consenting and obviously allowing them to do this on their website, only on their website. But again, I don't know, maybe not. Maybe they'll just continue how it is and people have to keep asking to get their stuff taken down. But yeah, that's essentially all I got for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameSubs, use my code Kaza, get 10% off. Again, they've got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.